It begins with the massacre of the whole family by Ronald DeFeo Jr. inside his house at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York, in November 1974. He testified that he was instructed by a voice to commit the killings. Ronald was sent behind bars for life. His house remained behind him to carry out a grim history. It welcomed George and Kathy Lutz and the 3 children of the December of 1975 DeFeo family house. They walked in believing it was going to be a great house as well as a very comfortable dwelling place to spend at least some time in their lives, but unpleasant situations were soon going to prove that otherwise. The more peculiar things began to capture the attention of the family. Some noises sounded unfamiliar. Sometimes, the cold spots would be made, and always, a feeling that it was watched could not be escaped. Objects continued shifting, and doors opening or closing had no sense nor reason. Days continued going by. George began getting paranoid and aggressive. At 3:15 in the morning, he'd wake up the time the murder happened at DeFeo. He felt that the evil was residing in his basement. Kathy was also starting to experience these nasty nightmares and even found obscure marks on her body. Children were reporting to Kathy that they would see apparitions and hear whispers from some ghost at night. She was afraid to death of them. It was when appealing to Father Mancuso, a priest who tried to bless the house, that he was burdened during the blessing and was driven out, and later he heard a voice telling him to get out. The family experience had now touched the heights. They were feeling the impact of the house. They felt unsafe in that house. Thus, they took the decision to get out of that house. On the 14th of January 1976, after being in a state of terror for 28 days, they rushed out of that house without carrying any luggage from their possessions. George and Kathy Lutz left the house, which made the entire story public and consequently received huge media attention. Experiences were recorded and printed in the book The Amityville Horror in 1977. The book had a subject of interest to the readers and has been made into several films. It is today part of American folklore as the Amityville Horror, igniting the debate on whether Lutz family's story is the real one and of which fear really is. The house remains upright to date. The Lutzes did leave the home place, but the story remained the haunting of many minds.